Stick Nite, Hudson County Commissioner Anthony Romano, District 5. Thank you, Dr. Black, for that wonderful interview. And now we have another star with us today, Mr. Jim Conti, the president of the New Jersey Coffee School at the Monroe Center in Hoboken. And also he's a fellow peacock on the board of St. Peter's University, which I didn't know. Very impressive. Jim, welcome to Stick Nite.
Thank you, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
You know, I have to tell you, besides your wonderful atmosphere of your business, which is very impressive, it's always very organized and clean, you've created a home for a lot of the young mothers in Hoboken that come into your place. And they feel a sense of community there, and that's because of what you've done besides having such quality products. So tell us about how you wound up in Hoboken. Are you from Hoboken? What made you go into the coffee business, and what kind of coffee that you sell?
Sure. Thanks, Anthony. So I'm not originally from Hoboken. When we were thinking about opening our business, my business partner and I, we were looking in Jersey City and Hoboken purely because of its connections into New York City and access to transportation. Our school's internet presence touches all 50 states. So we have many customers. We just finished the class this weekend. I think we had 4 states from around the country represented at our class. So we got what we paid for in finding Hoboken, the light rail, the PATH station, New York City, hotels, fun, excitement, good food. You couldn't go wrong with Hoboken.
How many locations do you have, Jim?
Right now we just have one in the Monroe Center, 720 Monroe to be exact.
Yes, Jersey City and Hoboken they're on fire right now. And Jersey City, because of its size, just continues to grow. And it's become such a wonderful place for small business at yourself. When you say your school, is it virtual or in person or both?
Right now it's only in person. And the reason for that is we started trying to create an experience. Many people who go into the cafe business or are involved in coffee talk about creating an experience for their loyal customers. So we wanted to start there, and I think we've been successful for that reason. The ability to network for potential cafe owners, new baristas, and just people who want to expand their coffee knowledge is incredible. When you see it organically take place right in front of you, it's just like a coffee shop. You're making new friends, having a cup of coffee, learning about coffee, and the excitement that our students present during their days with us. Our classes are 3 days, 2 days, and on the lower end it's a couple of hours. But the 3-day class was just amazing to see the networking capacity of our students.
Now, you know what I noticed in Hoboken, there seems to be all of a sudden a growth of coffee shops. How do you see that? How does it affect you? Are coffees that different? I know as growing up, one that I always know that was always there was Coffee Emporium, for example, on 4th and Bloomfield.
Right.
But now there seems to be everybody wants to sell coffee. Is there a difference in quality or quantity? How does that go?
Well, I think to stay in business, you've got to create that unique experience to develop a loyal following. But one of the things we often hear is when a coffee shop is opening is, oh, that's just what we need, another coffee shop in whatever location, in this case, Hoboken. And I do think there is some merit to that statement, except for the fact that you don't need another failed coffee operation in your location. You want to see people succeed. You want to see the type of experience that's being created, utilized by the community. So it takes a lot of homework and a lot of prep work to figure out what concept is going to work based on the demographics or the people who need it within that community. And as you say, in the Monroe Center, it's a tremendous center for families to access, children. There's different schools in the building, photographers, art people, and many, many local residents find their way into the Monroe Center by one reason or another, and then you can access all these great businesses that are there.
And some people are real connoisseurs of coffee. And what differentiates, say, your coffee from Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or?
Well, we don't sell coffee on a retail basis, but what we do is educate persons on where beans come from, the different roast profiles, why coffee may taste the way it does from Africa versus Latin America. Most of the coffee in the United States that you taste probably comes from Latin America, Brazil and Colombia. And when we do a cupping, and a cupping is what professionals do to taste different coffees in a very quick way to determine if they want to buy potentially thousands of pounds of it, is they taste something they've never had before. And it's an epiphany or a revelation, and you see just how much coffee can bring to the sensations that you have: taste, touch, smell, those kind of things. So while we don't sell coffee, we educate people on what coffee they may find themselves more interested in buying from a supermarket or hopefully from a Hoboken cafe.
Wow. Jim, how long does a coffee class go for?
Well, we have 3 types of classes. If one was interested in opening a cafe or selling coffee on a retail basis, that's a 3-day course. The first day is spent understanding the equipment within our location. We designed a cafe with 2 working espresso machines, and it's all about cafe design, how you set up your bar, the efficiencies of the coffee business. Margins are very tight in the coffee business, so you have to make sure your baristas are as efficient as possible, not only knowing what coffee they're drinking and selling, but moving around the coffee bar. The next 2 days you're spent literally in, remember the days of a college classroom, learning business concepts, where to open your place, making sure your concept, before you sign a lease or before you buy a property, making sure your concept has a really good chance of working wherever you're going to put it. Negotiating with landlords, negotiating with people to buy equipment, espresso machines. Our espresso machines run somewhere in the vicinity of $40,000, so it's a big capital expenditure. Then you want to design your menu, and you want to maximize profitability. So all of that we put together in a program that culminates in a capstone event where before you leave us, you develop your own menu, your own cafe, and you present it to a class. On the odd chance you might find yourself in front of a banker negotiating for funding.
Wow, very impressive. And do you have any future plans for growth, to expand or anything?
We are talking right now about an online or virtual presence, and we're trying to decide if we want to spend more time on the coffee side or the business side, or maybe a little bit of a hybrid of both, whether we do a streaming, a live class, or it's something pre-recorded. So my partner and co-founder, Bernie Rosenstein, by the way, who we know each other since we're 5 years old,
wow,
and we started this business together. Right now we're both discussing, we have differing opinions on which direction to go.
I think you have the right idea. In person, enough with this virtual stuff. I mean, it's important to get that hands-on. For the benefit of our audience, could you please tell us how to get in contact with you and your physical location and any social?
Sure. We are at 720 Monroe Street, which is between 8th and 9th Street, 8th and 7th Street, excuse me. And you can reach us via email at info@newjerseycoffeeschool.com, New Jersey Coffee School spelled out. My email is jim@newjerseycoffeeschool.com. Telephone number 201-367-9586. We'll be happy to take your call. I will spend as much time as you need to spend with me trying to determine whether you want to take our classes, because we want students who have a really good chance at not only succeeding within our classroom, but more importantly when you leave us.
Right, and you know, you're in the hub, as you said, the right area, Hoboken and Jersey City. I mean, you have the demographics of young professionals that want to start businesses, as our previous interview shown. And then you have people that just love coffee and would like to learn about it. And you have such a demand for coffee in this area, people going to work. And that's why I think it's important to get people back to work.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that we stress is for our barista program, which is a 2-day class, which we just completed our first class solely in Spanish yesterday. So for the Hispanic community who wishes to become baristas or work in the barista community, know full well that you can speak Spanish, and all of our material is converted over to Spanish. Wow,
that's wonderful, especially in this area. Tell us quickly about your involvement also with St. Peter's University. We're both alumni.
Yes, I graduated with a computer science degree and kept in touch with the university and found myself working with students, mentoring students for postgraduate work for when they get into the corporate world, and was lucky enough to be asked to join the Board of Trustees several years ago. And now we've got a tremendous amount of growth, tremendous amount of change going on at the university, all positive. So it's an exciting time at the university.
Yeah, I enjoy working with some fellow board members, El Nardo and Joe Panapinto. And my heart is always with St. Peter's, so looking forward to supporting you on that end also. And I tell everybody in our audience, please, this is a wonderful, wonderful concept that's been created by Jim, and he has the personality and the sincerity and the charisma to bring this all across our country. So come to the New Jersey Coffee School here in Hoboken. And what place in the Monroe Center? Because that's a maze. You didn't say what number room that is.
Yeah, we're in the C building, room 508.
Okay. So again, for those of you out there, Jim Conti, New Jersey Coffee School. If you want to start a coffee business, there's your man. If you want to learn about coffee, there's the man to do it. So for Stick It Night, I want to thank everyone again. Jim, thank you so much for coming on board and telling us, and look forward to continue a working relationship with you also. And please send some stuff up to us here at the Hudson County Community College, where we have a culinary school, and maybe we could somehow help you and you can help the school.
Well, ironically enough, we were in conversations with HCCC right now.
Good. Thank you. And also, I want to thank Dr. Deja Black for coming also tonight, and her wonderful business and all that they both do. These are the people that make up the real Hudson County and its diversity. Thank you for sticking.